Sorry. Okay, we're coming back. Everybody's coming back. Sorry about that. I closed the room, sorry. They have a
No
really
problem.
bad,
It's okay.
yeah, it's really kind of silly here. For me to end the meeting, it's a little red thing. And for me to close the whiteboard, it's a little red thing. And one is at the top, one is at the bottom. And they both look the same. And so I just clicked the red one and it closed the meeting. Okay, I think most of you are back. Here we go. Okay, Ling, if you don't mind, please continuing. Sorry about that. I accidentally closed the Zoom. Okay, so you said the bald eagle, the Statue of Liberty. What else?
Flag.
Oh yeah, the American flag. Anything else? Don't forget the stars and stripes. That's a symbol. Stars and stripes, which means the flag. Okay, then
And yeah, maybe the White House as well,
the White House.
and the Liberty Bell.
Oh yeah, the Liberty Bell. Okay, now what about holidays and events? Ling and Sonia.
New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, and the President Day, and the Memorial Day, Independence Day.
Wait, I don't see. Where are you looking? What about, are you doing holidays and events?
Yeah, holiday.
But there is no Martin Luther King Day. There is no.
Martin Luther Day is not.
Ling, you need to look at the words at the bottom of the page. All of the words are in there.
I couldn't open. I still lost it. Sorry.
Okay.
Which page, teacher?
It's 7.
Page 7, yeah, page 7.
75 American Citizen Students PDF.
Yeah.
Page
So
7.
yeah, so holidays and events. Let's see. We have, let's see, we have the American Revolution. You should put Veterans Day, Independence Day, Flag Day,
Memorial.
the War of 1812, and the Gulf War. Okay, what about famous Americans? We have
George Washington.
Yeah.
And the Lincoln.
Thomas Jefferson.
Abraham Lincoln. You're just supposed to take the words on the bottom. Don't put new, but yeah, Thomas Jefferson is famous. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther.
Barack Obama. General Ulysses S. Grant. And Susan B. Anthony. Now, Susan B. Anthony, I think, is interesting. Do you know her? Do you know who she is and why she's important?
Yeah. For women's rights.
Susan B. Anthony, exactly. So there is a question on the test. What did Susan B. Anthony do? This is the first woman's name we have heard so
Mhm.
far. But that is the question. What did Susan B. Anthony do?
For women's rights to vote.
She fought for women's rights to vote, exactly. Okay. And don't worry about Ulysses Grant. I think Susan B. Anthony is more important. Okay, so on the test, you might get that question. What did Susan B. Anthony do? She fought for women's rights. Fought. Okay, and then we have American geography.
Women's vote.
Sonia, did you have a question?
Yeah, she vote. Women's vote.
No, the book answer is, I'll type it in the chat box. I'm afraid to open the whiteboard again. She fought for women's rights. Basically the right to vote. Because before only men could vote. And now in the 1920s, women could finally vote. Okay. So now the other word, anything else, Ling and Sonia? What about geography?
The Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah. The Grand Canyon,
Yeah, Grand Canyon.
the Mississippi,
Hawaii.
Hawaii,
Hawaii.
and
uh,
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Yes, yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Part D, next page. Now, I don't have those groups anymore. I don't remember. So Elijah, and I don't remember other people in your group.
And Lucia.
Lucia? Okay. And Shigna too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Elijah, Lucia, and Shigna, go ahead. You could just tell us number 1, D, number 2, whatever.
Okay, number 1, D. Number 2,
Mhm.
G. Number 3, K. Number 4, T for Tom T. Number 5, E. Number 6, B. Number 7, A. Number 8, F. Number 9, N. Number 10, I. Number 11, H. 12, C. 13, O. 14, J. 15, M. 16, P. 17, L. 18, Q. 19, R. 20, S.
Good. Good. All right. And now the last part is part 9. That was Callie and Chen's room, right?
Yes.
You there?
Yes.
Now it's good.
We did number 1, Flag Day. Flag Day is on June 14. Memorial Day is in the month of May. President Day is the 3rd week. I don't know if it's right.
Is the
Week of week.
third week?
Weeks of February.
Let's see. Third Monday.
Or third Monday.
Third Monday. Mhm.
Monday. And then number 4, in the US, Thanksgiving takes place on the 4th Tuesday of November.
Mhm.
Columbus Day is a national holiday in October. One of the is on the first month of September, first Monday of September. Number 7, Independence Day is also called 4th of July.
Okay, so for me, I have number 5, the word day, and number 6, the word labor.
Labor Day.
Labor. Okay, the next part. Do you know about those people?
But right now there is no Columbus
If you
Day
are there-
anymore, right?
I think it depends. So here's what I have. I'll tell you the answers, but Callie and Chen, do you have any answers that you know from that group? From that part F? Okay, well, I have number 1 is Rosa Parks. I'll type it in the chat. Rosa Parks. Her name doesn't come up. It doesn't come up on the test, but she's a very important person in American civil rights history, where during the time of Martin Luther King in the 60s, Rosa Parks was Black, and at the time during segregation, when Black people were not allowed to be in the same schools or in the same restaurants, or they couldn't drink from the same drinking fountains. This was in the 1960s and before. And during that time of civil rights, Martin Luther King Jr., of course, was a famous person, but Rosa Parks was also famous. And she went into a bus because normally Black people had to sit in the back of the bus and only white people could sit in the front of the bus. And so she was tired of walking to the back of the bus. She didn't want to go to the back of the bus. She didn't think she had to go to the back of the bus. So she sat in the front of the bus and she did not move. And that caused a whole problem. And of course, I think that started the whole civil rights movement. So she's very, very famous. And then she and Martin Luther King Jr. and other important people of the time decided to boycott the bus. Boycott the buses. So they said, we're not going to take the bus anymore. We're not going to pay money to go into those buses until you change the policy. And so they got white people and Black people and everybody, a lot of people, to just walk or take a bike or drive, but nobody then took the bus. And then the buses said, hey, we don't like this. We're losing money. And somehow it started. Okay, so Rosa Parks is important. The next person for number 2 is Amelia Earhart. It's in the chat box. Number 3 is George Washington. Number 4 is Barack Obama. Number 5 is Ronald Reagan. Number 6 is Ulysses S. Grant. Just say Grant. He was a president. He's on the number $5 bill. Let me just see. Do I have a $5 bill? No, just ones. All right. And then number 7 is Franklin, Benjamin Franklin. And number 8 is Susan B. Anthony. We always say Susan B. We use her middle initial. I don't know why. If you say Susan Anthony, nobody knows who you mean. But when you say Susan B. Anthony, oh, okay, we know her. So use her three parts of her name. Okay. Any questions? Now, why don't we take a little break and then Arnold will come in a few minutes. So let's take 10 minutes and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Mhm.
Ne yaptın? Besin. Çehre sonra nice.
Okay, everybody, let's get back together. I don't know what's going on. Look at the timer. It's backwards. What's happening? Okay. Okay. So for homework tonight, I would like for you to do a few pages more in here, page 14 and 15. So let me show you. So these other pages are good. I mean, there's some little bit of history in here if you want to read about it. And then a little bit of history right here if you want to read about it. Also, if you want to read about the naturalization interview, there's a little bit of information. This is not officially from the US government, but it's still useful and it's a good reminder for you. And then they give some advice on well, not advice, but you can put these in order if you want. You don't have to. Don't worry about it. Here's what I would like for you to do for homework. Page 14, which is the oath of allegiance. You will recite the oath with help from an official at the ceremony, but it is a good idea to learn the words beforehand. The ceremony is after you pass everything and they say, okay, great, you passed, now you'll be a citizen. Then you're gonna go together with other new citizens and they will make you say the oath of allegiance. And so here it is, and you're supposed to take these words and put them in the right place. To help you with doing this, you should look at your N400 form. I have it, and it's right here in the back page of my N400 form. It's actually page 14 over here. So you can pick up the words from your N400 form, the very back, and you can put them here in this homework. It'll help you. Other words are here too. You want to try to do it first alone, might be hard, and then you can check your work here in the N400. Okay, and then also this one. Remember the national anthem called the Star Spangled Banner, that song that Whitney Houston sang. Here are the words, if you can just put them in the right place. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so that's some homework for you. I'm gonna give you more homework also because Arnold is coming. Nobody's paying him money to come. He's volunteering his time to spend with us. And so I want to thank him. I want you guys to write him a thank you note about, let's see, basically just a thank you note. And I have that information on Canvas. I'll put it in an announcement for you so you can just look at the homework and write the thank you note in Canvas. Okay, so that will be your homework. Now we have a few minutes before he comes. He's coming in 10 minutes. I want to show you a video of this video is from the government's website. And let me find it, I lost it. Too many pages. Okay. The interview, okay. So here it is. I'll show you where it is here. All right, so we have all of this information about the N400 and 400 form, exceptions, and then now I want to start to talk about the interview about the N400. Oh, not this one. This one, understanding the N400. Do you want to understand the questions on the N400 form? It is important to know what the words mean when you fill out the form and when you go for your citizenship interview. So here, I'm not going to go page by page because everybody has a personal situation and there might be things I don't know and I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but I have this page for you and you can look at that for homework. I'll put it in the announcement for homework. And so you'll have this page and you can explore it. During your interview, the officer will ask lots of questions. Many of the questions will be about the information you wrote on your N400 form. You may have practiced how to answer the questions, but do you really understand the words in the questions? The interviewer may ask you the meaning of a question or even the meaning of one word. Why will I be asked what a question means? There are two reasons. First, they want to make sure you understand the question well enough to answer it correctly. The second reason is to test your English skills. It is much harder to explain something than to say yes or no. So if they ask you, what is your household size? What's that? You can't say, huh? I don't know what do you mean? You filled out the form, so you should know what it means. So you do have to understand the form. And then maybe they'll say, do you know what a household is? And if you say, no, I don't know, it looks bad because then, you know, who did this form for you? Did you do it? Do you know what you're signing? Because in the back you have to sign. So take your time with the form, okay? And I'll leave this here. Also, you can read that, but there's a lot of yes or no questions, and those questions are about you and if you are a good person. Have you ever killed anybody? Okay, yes or no. All right, so there will be some questions about crime. And then of course, here's the form. Okay, it's the next page. Let me get to the next one. Go, next one. I can't get out of there. All right. I wanted to watch a video. Maybe we can watch it with Arnold. I can't find it. There's too many things. Let's get Arnold in here. He's waiting. So let's just get him in. I wanted to show you this video of someone coming in and maybe we can compare to see if it's the same thing. So let's get Arnold in and then I can find the video. Hi, Arnold.
Hello, how are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me good?
Yep. We can hear you. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
So this is my class. We've got a big group and they are really good. They come all the time. They are participating and we've been working hard for the past 4.5 weeks. And so we've been going over the different test questions and some of the process for getting the to go through the citizenship test, but to do the whole process. But that's where you come in, and I thought maybe you could introduce yourself a little bit. But I wanted to watch this video with you here, and I want you to tell us if this was similar to your experience. Would you mind just kind of introducing yourself and then I can show this video?
Sure, no problem. So my name is Arnold. I came to the United States in 1990, attended music school here, and they kept telling us, play green card lottery, play green card lottery. So I did, and I think on my second attempt, I won a green card in 95. And then I decided last year to become a citizen, went through the whole process and became a citizen last year in November, I believe. Yeah. So
All right.
that's the short of it.
Yeah. So here, let me share this thing with you. I want you, I'm curious what you think about this video. Okay, so this is on our Canvas page, understanding the N400 form. And then right here, learn how to fill out the N400 form. So when you click in there, there's this company called USA Hello. And down here is this video. And so I want to watch it. See if I could.
Apply for citizen.
Wait, that's not the video. Hold on. Never mind. I can't. There's too many things. There was a video of a guy going in. Oh, it's not this video. I gotta find it. Never mind. Why don't you continue, Arnold, and I'll find that video.
Okay, so can you share with them my PDF files again, or do you want me to put it in here, or how do you want to do that?
Would you mind putting it in the chat box?
Okay, I'll put it in the chat box so you can all see. Let's see. Touch.
Oh, and you know what I can do? I'll make you the co-host and you can share your screen.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, why don't we do that first, okay?
Okay.
Arnold, here you go. You are now able to share screen. Right?
I want to send the file very quick here. I see attach button.
By the way, I have the file. It's on a page for my students. They'll see it for homework, by the way.
Okay, so you have it, right? Okay, then I don't have to send it.
Yeah, you don't have
Okay,
to.
okay. So before, let me do this very quick first because you guys took time to ask some questions. So I just want to answer all the questions from the
Oh, nice.
you know, the sheet very quick, and then I do my quick overview. But some questions were really good here. So the first question was, how long does it take, right?
Here,
So
let me
I will.
share my
What's
screen.
up?
Yeah, I'll share the screen there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So in my case, then I go very quickly over it, and then later I will explain some more about that. Okay. But how long does it take? It took me 6 months. Funny story. I will tell you later about that. Are the 100 questions an oral test or a writing test? So the civics test is an oral test. They will ask you from the 100 questions that you have to practice about 10, and you have to get 6 right. Afterwards, there's a writing test. They put an iPad in front of you. And, you know, first you have to read 3 sentences from the iPad, and then they dictate 3 sentences that you have to write down on an iPad, you know?
What if you don't want to write on an iPad? I don't like writing on an iPad.
Well, you can write on a piece of, I don't know, you know, but in my case, they skipped that whole thing anyways. I'll tell you about that later too.
Okay.
Then how many people did the interview for me? So I had one very nice lady who did my interview, and so it was just her and me. So that was easy, right? Then you asked the question, if somebody fails, can they retake it again? Yes, they can retake it again. I put the link in here where you can read a little bit about it. I don't know that if you have to pay again, but I seriously doubt it. I think you just come back within 60 or 90 days and do the test again. I don't think you have to pay again. I can't imagine that. And then why did I become an American citizen? Well, I've been here over 30 years and I decided it was time. I wanted to vote, and I'm originally from Germany, so I have now German and American dual citizenship.
Oh, okay.
Right. Then who runs the process? I didn't understand that question. What does that mean? And,
Jan, do you wanna ask? Ask?
Yeah.
Oh,
what-
sorry, just pass this one.
Just skip it?
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, I wasn't sure whether you mean like who's asking the questions, but you eventually meet with one person. You know? So then where did you do the interview? I wrote down the address. It's basically the immigration office in downtown Los Angeles, you know, right by the 101 freeway and Los Angeles exit. It's right there. Big building. Then how did I register for the citizenship application? I put the link in there also. You can see where you can actually click a button online and just fill it out, you know, and apply there. And then can I apply with my family and test together? So you will get separate, applications, and you will get separate dates, and you get separate interviews. So if you're lucky, it happens on the same day, but I wouldn't count on it. It's probably you have to go each one individually, you know. And then the Kelly asked, how many months did you study for the test? For me, it was 5 or 6 weeks, and I will explain that in a bit too. That's wasn't planned that way, but it just happened. Then Alex asked about the dress code. So I just went casual. I think I was wearing jeans and a nice shirt. Some people were wearing, I saw people with a suit and tie. I saw some people bringing a lawyer with a suit and tie. I saw somebody in shorts with flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt. So
Uh-oh, I think you're frozen.
see, I don't think so. The test is usually pretty standard. They ask you a couple of questions, and then you know, from the civics test, and then afterwards they have you write something and read something. So I don't think there's like a where you have to describe anything, but I will tell you about that some more in a moment too. And then, was I nervous when I was taking the test? Well, yes, a little bit, but hey, what can you do? You know, you gotta get through it. There isn't much you can do. So I hope that answered the questions, but I will go into a little bit more detail in my overview. So I will put up my PDF I made. Hold on, give me 1 second here.
I'll stop sharing.
Yep, hold on 1 second here. So share. Let me know if you can see it. And she should be able to share that with you. But very quick,
All of this that you guys see is in your homework page.
Yeah, so you can all look at that. I scroll very quick one time through it, so you can see it's only like a few pages. That's it. So it's very short. I just wanted to write down, and I go over that very quick, what my experience was. So the first thing is a quick overview of the timeline. I went online and I submitted my N400 form online May 27th. Okay. What you should do, and when you do that, you have to create an online account with immigration. And that is a good thing. So once you have an online account, you fill out the form, you submit it. And then it told me, I think it said like estimated time 19 months or something like that. 19 months. So it's like, wow, you know, I have plenty of time to study, no problem. I start studying next year sometime, you know? So I thought I have at least 1 year where I have to do absolutely nothing, right? So then I'm in a Facebook group for Germans in Los Angeles. And some other people said, hey, I submitted and I already have my interview like 3 months later. Another one said, me too, I got my interview in 4 months. So I said, okay, maybe I should check online in my account whether there's an update, right? A status update. And sure as heck, there was one. So suddenly it said estimated time 7 months, you know? So I was like, holy moly, I better start studying right away, you know, because it's already been like 2. So I started studying, and another month later, I already got my invitation for the interview. So between the time I submitted the form and then my interview being on the 27th of September, so I had like June, July, August, September, 4 months. That was the time for me from submitting till the interview. So it was very quick. So I only had about 5-6 weeks time to study, right? Now, after the interview, they sent me a letter saying I'm scheduled for the oath ceremony on October 26, which I had told them I have a surgery that day, so I had to reschedule it. So my second time rescheduling was then November 8th. The oath ceremony was at the Central Library in downtown. There were 74 of us altogether, so it was very small. We did the oath ceremony. It took like an hour and a half, maybe. Handed over our green cards and walked out with a citizenship certificate. The next day, I applied for my passport, and that arrived on November 27th. And the day after, I went to Social Security office to update my Social Security card, so it doesn't say anymore that a green card is required. So that was the big overview here. Now let's get a little bit into the details. So when you create an online account with USCIS, what's the immigration, right? You will have an overview of what's happening, right? So as you can see all the way at the bottom, May 27th, that's when they received it. And so you know they got it. So that's good, right? So, and then every step of the way, when anything happens, they update this form. You can log in whenever you want. You can look at your case history. You can check your case status. And if they ask for any documents, you can upload them there too. So it's very, the website is very nice, very easy to navigate, and it's really helpful. I found it very helpful. Now, for me, to study, what I did is I did 2 things. Actually, 3 things, just to say it. So I went I have an Android phone, so I went to Google Play and I downloaded the official USCIS Civics Test Study Guide. It's like an app, right? And you basically can practice all the questions. So I did that every day for like, I don't know, 15 minutes twice a day to go through all the questions, right? The other thing I did, and I found that very, very helpful, was I went to the USCIS government website. I put the link down here. You can download study materials as PDF files in, I don't know, many different languages, and you can download MP3 files of the tests in different languages. So I highly recommend you go on the website, you find the test as an MP3 file. It's maybe, I don't know, it's 50 minutes long. It's a small file, you download it. And I listen to that in the car every day. Basically, they ask the questions from the test. It's the exact same thing as the app. But the difference is, in the app, you get multiple choices. So it will say, okay, who was president? I don't know, who was the first president? Was it like Bob Marley, or was it whatever, you know? So you can eliminate easily the wrong answers, and then you're left with the right answer, which is very easy, right? But with the MP3 file, they just ask the question, then there's a moment of silence, and then you have to say the answer, and then they give you the answer. So it's much more difficult and tests you better to learn the correct answers. But those were the 2 things I did, you know. Now let me go here. So when you fill out the application, the N400 application, it's a really long document, so you have to fill in a lot of different things. During the interview, I think that is your English test, actually. They will go over the whole document and ask you about it. For example, when did you come into the country? And then you have to speak in English and tell them, the answer. So for me, it was very easy. She just read through the whole thing, say, is this correct? And when did you come here? And stuff like that. And so she could tell I could speak English. Okay, so no problem. So she said, I can already tell you speak English, so we don't have to do that other test. Don't worry about it, Well, okay, thank you.
You mean you don't have to do the writing on the iPad?
Right. So she didn't ask me to write down my name is Bob or something like that. It's very, very, I saw it. It's very simple things you have to write. I think the sentences are very simple. So it's not
Right,
very difficult.
that's what we've been doing. We do
Yeah.
dictations with some words, and then you also have to read a sentence correctly. That's it.
Right.
So if you can understand the conversation well enough about the N400 form, you're saying that they don't have to do the other English test.
They may skip it. So my lady that I did the interview, she was super friendly, and that's one thing I want to tell you guys. For me, the biggest surprise and the biggest takeaway of the whole thing was that how everybody from beginning to end was like super duper nice and very helpful. Every single one of them. When I walked into the immigration building, where you go to the TSA check, they pat you down, everything. Everybody's super nice. When I went to check in at the first window where they want to see your ID and your invitation letter, everybody's super nice. The lady who did my interview, super nice. Whole ceremony. So I got the impression they really want you to be here, So and they were nice to everybody, not just me, So that was a very good experience, I must say, But back to the N400 form, there are a couple of things that that you probably should know. So whatever you write on that form, you kind of need to know it. So for example, I had to memorize when did I move into my current apartment, because I've been here for a long time. I had to look at my lease and figure out when I moved in, and then I had to memorize that. I also had to memorize when was the last time I left the country. So I don't know, January 15th. I went for 11 days and I came back, whatever that next date was, because they will ask you a couple of questions to kind of make sure that you are the one who filled out the form, So, and they ask you, like, let's say you write down, you answer the question the last time you left the country. They want to know when that was, So make sure whatever you write down, you actually know that, on top of your head, So I think that was the only real tricky questions that I encountered is like, when did I leave the country? How long did I stay out of the country? And when did you move in your current apartment? So they wanted to know a couple of dates. So that's really all there is to it, Now, when you do the form, the 400 form, you submit it online, they will send you a letter and say, please report to downtown to the office at a so-and-so time and date. And this is what you need to bring. So you would have to bring the letter they sent you, the invitation. If you have a green card, you need to bring your green card. Excuse me. And this is important because this is something I did not know about, really. They wanted evidence of selective service registration. So that is something you really, really need to look into, whether that applies to you or not. But it has to do with being registered for military service in case they want to draft you, they know where to find you. I learned apparently every male over 18 and between 18 and 26 has to register for selective services when they're in the country, regardless whether they're a citizen or not. As long as you're legally here, you have to do that. And I was lucky. I got my green card, so I became a legal resident when I was 27. So it didn't apply to me, so I didn't have to worry about it. So I don't know too much about it. I only know it's very, very important that you know about that. So selective service, you need to look into that if you go through this process here, okay? Then of course, bring your passport. And then depending on your situation, you know, if your marriage certificate or divorce papers and so on and so forth, if you're married or things like that. So there's other documents they might want to ask you, okay? If they ask you to upload, let's say, your birth certificate, you have to bring the original. If they ask you to upload, I don't know, your passport or something, you have to bring the original. So just be aware that there's a whole list of stuff you have to bring, and they will tell you what you need to bring. So on the letter, it will tell you exactly what you have to do. For the oath ceremony, when all that was done, right? After my interview, she said, okay, great. I think we want you here. You pass. You get a letter for the oath ceremony, which came, I think, like 2 weeks later or something like that. And in my case, and again, it was in downtown in the library. It was a very small group, 70 people. So they don't do the big ones anymore, where they rent out a stadium and you have 10,000 people. It's very small. Also very nice. Yeah, no big deal there, you know. But when you go there, you have, let's say, if you have a green card, you bring your green card, and that's when they will keep it. And when you walk out, you get your certificate, and you really should immediately apply for a passport, so you have some kind of legal paperwork that you're here, you know, because otherwise you have to carry like a big old certificate with you around. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. So if you have any specific questions, let me know. Otherwise, I can tell you a couple more fun things from the interview, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I have a question.
Sure, go for it.
How did you find out the day of your interview? It was on your account online, or they send you a paper by mail?
Both. So because I got suspicious that everybody else told me it was so soon, right? So I kept checking on my online account, right? So in my online account, eventually there was a letter saying, okay, here's your invitation letter. And then I think it came the day after or the next day by mail. So
Okay.
yeah, but as soon as you get the letter, it's usually, let's see, how far was it? I think you have like a month or 6 weeks or something. Let's see what time. Yeah, I think the letter came at the beginning of September, and my interview was at the end of September. So yeah, like about a month ahead of time. Yeah, but you get a paper letter, but I highly recommend keep checking that online account, you know, because mail can get lost. And you know, sometimes there's sometimes it goes surprisingly faster than you expected, you know. So
Yeah.
you know,
Thank you.
yeah. Any other questions? Okay, then I'll tell you a couple of fun things here. Because somebody had asked about their parents or something like that. So I am considered a 2550. That's what they call me. So I've been here more than 25 years, and I've been over 50, and I'm over 50 years old. So for me, I don't have to do a written test, and I don't have to do a reading test. So if you qualify 2550, those things fall away anyways. You don't have to do them if you don't want to. You can say, I don't want to do it, and they say, okay, no problem. And the number of questions goes down from 20 to 10. So for the civics test, for me, they would only ask 10 questions. If you're younger than that, then I think they ask you up to 20 questions, you know. So for me, they asked me 6 questions. I got them all right, and then I was done. She said, okay, that's it, you know. And my interview lasted about 25, maybe 30 minutes. The actual, the way that worked is first she went over the N400. That took like 5-6 minutes. Then she couldn't get her computer to work right for a while. And then when it worked, she said, okay, do you want to do the English test or not? I said, no. And then said, yeah, you pass it anyways because I can hear how you talk. And then she asked me, so what do you do for fun? And then we talked about cooking for like 15 minutes. So, yeah. Another interesting fun moment was when I arrived in the building. My interview, I can't remember what my interview time was, but let's say it was 11 in the morning. So I was sitting in the waiting room, maybe, I don't know, 40 minutes. There were about 15 of us coming and going. And as far as I can tell, they have about 5 or 6 people doing interviews. So most people came alone. Some people came with a lawyer. And some people came with an interpreter. So I saw next to me, there was a couple sitting who had an English interpreter with them. So if you can speak no English or need an interpreter, that's okay, you can bring one. But they cannot answer questions for you, of course. You have to give the answer. You know, they can't answer for you. So overall, I think the process is pretty streamlined now. The website is really, really good. I highly recommend look at the website from USCIS. There's a lot of really good information. There's a lot of
Did you get frozen? Are you
a way to explain to you how it works, you know. Yeah. Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, good, good. All right. Any other questions, or hopefully did this help, I hope.
I've been looking for that video.
You said where they sit around and they ask questions. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of them, but
So I found this video, but this stuff is more vocabulary for the N400.
yeah. Basically
Have
they
you
go
ever committed,
Mhm.
assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Not arrested. Arrested means to be taken in handcuffs by the police in the back of a police car to the police station for fingerprinting and having your photo taken. You were actually arrested. As opposed to cited. Cited might mean that you were ordered to appear in court or pay a fine.
So there's a lot of this, and I put these videos that explain the vocabulary. You can watch these,
Mhm.
you know, so you guys learn more words. It's not just on the N400 and then you never have to see these words again. You do need to know these kinds of words like torture, genocide, threatened, commit. You know, these are kind of tricky words. So you might as well learn a little bit of English while you're here and while you're here in my class. So I have all of these resources about N400 and getting ready. Again, you get the form here. You can watch any of the videos that you want, as much as you want. There are dictionaries that I have here, glossaries. This is all for you guys. This is where it takes you some hard work to do it, and you can translate of course, translate whatever you want into your language. I just can't find that one video of the guy. He goes in and he said, and they have their little interview. I've just been looking and I can't find it. Anybody else have any questions for Arnold?
If you don't mind, I want to show one more website very quick.
Sure. No
Okay,
problem.
let me share one more time. There we go. So if you go to the oops, so if you go to the main immigration website, and at the top here where it says citizenship, right?
Sure.
And you can go under naturalization test and study resources. You get to this website here. And if you then click on study for the test, you can see down here, so see like they have all these the civics test in all kinds of different languages, but see, this is only page 10 of 54. So I'm gonna make it 100. So watch this here. So if you keep going, eventually you get flashcards. They're English flashcards. There are different languages flashcards. But then here, this is what I was talking about. This is for me was the best thing ever. It was 100 civics questions and answers with an MP3. So when you download that one, you can listen in the car or wherever you can listen, and they will talk to you the way the interviewer would talk to you. And that I found the most helpful, because that really makes you having to memorize answers, but there's a whole bunch of stuff you can look at here. So, I mean, it just literally keeps going. You just have to find stuff that applies to you. So there's lots of different languages, flashcards, practice tests, and for Melissa, even classroom materials, teacher guides, everything you can imagine. But the most valuable one on this thing here was by far the MP3 file. So this one here. So this is I highly recommend you download this thing here. It's good.
Right, so I have made that, I've taken that, and that's a great website. If you guys cannot, of course, that's the official one. You should only go to the official one for the official things. Let me share mine here. So what I've done on our Canvas page, I have up here, class information, and then test resources right here. Here's the USCIS website, but then you have your USA Hello, which is a website for ESL speakers. And then here's that MP3. I just picked it up from there. This one. Is this the one you mean, Arnold? Where you have the different audios? Listen to the MP3 audio.
Yeah, you want to download the first one, the big one, the 42 megabyte one.
Okay.
Because that gives you all the questions, everything in one. Otherwise, you have to, the other ones are more meant if you listen to it in your web browser, where you go one by one through it. But I would just download the big one, put it on your phone, and listen in the car wherever you go.
Good.
And it's very, very helpful. Very helpful.
And then it's interesting, if you are 65 years old or older and have been a lawful permanent resident, which it means with a green card, for 20 or more years, you may study just the questions that have been marked with an asterisk. Which ones are those?
I think the questions.
Here's the little asterisks. So if you're over 65 and over, and you have lived here for 20 years, then you don't have to study all the questions. You just need to study the ones with the little star. Good to know. Okay. Okay, but yeah, this is here on our page.
Good.
Yeah, because I think it's also useful. So yeah, so there's some stuff, and then test questions in different languages. I think you guys are ready for this. I didn't want to give you all the test questions yet, but I think now you can have them all, because you're pretty good with them. Arnold, can we do a demonstration with you?
Sure, if I don't have to answer the questions.
No, I won't ask you any questions.
Okay.
But let me just see, does anybody have any more questions for Arnold? Okay.
Me?
Yeah, Sonia?
Yeah, I have a question about my son. Is 13 years old. How you can get the citizens American passport?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
My son, 13 years old. How you can get the citizens?
You cut out. So your son is 13 and how can he get a citizenship?
Yes.
Are you a citizen?
No, not yet.
Well, that I think that now that gets a little bit into legal stuff because was he born here or not? You know, so that I don't know. That I can't answer that. But I mean, if he was born here, then you just go to the passport office and say, "Give me a passport." That's it. But if he was not born here, then yeah, I don't know. Then I don't know. That's a
You have
lawyer
to-
question.
Yeah, that's a lawyer question, or look on the USCS website, Sonia. You have to do the work. You have
Oh,
to look up how to do this. Look on our website, look on Canvas, look at all the information I have on there.
But is he born here? Was he born here, your son?
no, he's not born here.
Yeah. Then I would be careful where you ask that question. You know, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to go through this one website, this one, US Citizenship and Immigration, and then learn about citizenship, apply for citizenship. You have to do all this. You have to do it. It's all here, but don't go to any other website. Even the Hello USA, forget those things. Those are interesting, but the official one is here. So after you look here, you'll find it.
No, because somebody is saying me, you
Don't
want
go by
take-
somebody. Don't, you have to read read it from the government website.
Yeah, all I can
course.
tell you, if you are here legally, if he is here legally, then it's fairly easy. As soon as there's something not quite legal, then you probably would need a lawyer, you know. That would be my recommendation.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
gotta look on this website. Maybe you'll be able to find it in a different language. They have it in Spanish and
No, my language, Armenian, Arabic, Turkish.
did you look? Did you look at that?
No, I don't get it.
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
a-
maybe Arabic. Yeah, Arabic. Yeah.
there you go. Search. I'm not sure. Here's Armenian.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so start here. I'm not sure. I don't know how to write. Children. Yeah, I don't know how to do this site, but I just went up to, multilingual resources.
Multilingual.
Yeah.
Okay.
try that. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, so,
Now one thing that I
Go
can
ahead.
tell you, a friend of mine. So because with 13 he's a minor, he's not 18 yet, right? So it's all your responsibility. But as soon as you become a citizen, then you can request citizenship for children. You know what I mean? But he cannot apply for citizenship anyways because he's a minor. So so step one would be you become a citizen, and as soon as you become a citizen, then you can look into bringing or making family that is here or even not here to bring them in as citizens or green cards too.
right, that's right, because one of the requirements is you have to be over 18 or over. That's the first thing. So that makes sense, but I don't want to tell you, and I don't think Arnold wants to tell you anything, any wrong information, so, but that makes sense, Arnold. Okay, so in the chat box, I put your homework announcement. In there, there's some of that homework I told you about. And everybody, let's do one question before we leave. Okay, Lucia, you're first. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
That means the original states.
13 original colonies. Yep. Okay, Alex. Let's see. What do you remember this one? When was the Constitution written?
1878.
No, you put the number. You have the numbers, but the numbers are in the wrong order.
1787.
There we go. There we go. What else? Sonia, are you ready?
Yes,
Where is the Statue of Liberty?
New York.
Yep.
New
New
York.
York. Good. Yan, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Who vetoes bills?
The president.
Okay, good. Thank you. Ling, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Who makes federal laws?
Congress.
Congress. Okay. Elijah, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. What's that one? Oh, who is in charge of the executive branch?
President.
Good. Yeah, the president. Okay, Mao, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's see. Who's the governor of your state now?
Governor of the United States.
No, governor of
My
California.
state.
No, California. Yeah, your state.
California. Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom. All right, good. And Shigna, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, name one U.S. territory.
Name one
U.S. territory.
territory. Sorry.
That was a hard one. Arnold.
Me? Guam.
Yeah, name one U.S. territory.
Guam.
Okay.
Guam.
Guam.
It's such a weird word. Guam.
Yeah, Guam. Look, I don't even know where Guam is. I'm sorry. I don't know where it is. But and before this class, I didn't know any US territory. I knew Puerto Rico. That's it. But I know Guam. Okay, Sheena, are you ready? I'm gonna ask you another one.
Okay.
Okay. Name 2 national US holidays.
US holiday.
Yep.
New Year's Day
Mhm.
and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, of course. Okay, good. And Chen, are you ready?
Yeah.
This one is a new one. It's from today. What did Susan B. Anthony do? Do you remember that one?
No, I forgot. Right.
Yeah. Fought for women's rights.
Okay.
Let me ask you another one. Name one state that borders Canada.
Washington.
Good. And then Kelly, are you ready?
Yes. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Oh, do you remember why Benjamin Franklin, were you here for that class? Were you, why he's famous? One thing he's famous for? Do you remember that one?
Is it the one on dollar bill?
He is on the $100 bill, but yeah, I think
I don't
that's
remember
the
that.
answer. Yeah, no, I think it's, no, that's not the answer, but you're right. He is on $100. No, there's another reason why he's famous, at least from the book, from the test. You could say he started the libraries.
Oh,
Okay, then Callie, let me ask you one more. You ready?
yes.
What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now?
Kamala Harris.
Okay, good. All right, good job, everybody.
You know, just so you know, with the app, when you download the app on your phone, as presidents and vice presidents change, the app is always updated. Okay,
Oh, that's
so
good
just
to
keep
know.
that in mind, right? So with the MP3, if you download it now and then you listen to it after the election in November, you have to download the new one, you know, because because they update that stuff. Okay,
Right.
so it's
Yeah,
always
because Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House.
right. So as things change, things that's why the app is good to have, because the app is updated automatically.
Great.
You know, and if you suddenly hear, hey, wait a minute, there's a different president now, then you might want to re-download the MP3 file just to make sure you have the most current one, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I recommend that everybody try to apply for your test as soon as possible after this class, because you're going to forget everything. So, but yeah, but if you do, and you need refreshing, then Arnold has given us some good advice and good resources. So thank you so much, Arnold, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.
Thank you. See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
There's a question.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good day.
Bye.
There's a raised hand.
Yes, yes. Yan, you have a question?
Sorry, Professor, tomorrow I can't attend the class.
Okay,
Oh.
no
Okay,
problem. I will see you then on Thursday.
okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye,
See you
Arnold.
tomorrow.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.